It's officially fall, guys, but you already know that. And Thanksgiving is coming. And you're not making the same boring shepherd's pie that you always make. Because today we're making a vegan shepherd's pie that even if your family are not vegan, they're going to freaking love it. Trust me. So we're putting a top with sweet potatoes, cauliflower, all mixed in a puree to give that creamy consistency that you are not going to forget. First thing we're going to do, we're going to place the sweet potato and the cauliflower to cook in the steamer. This is Japanese sweet potato, even though it looks like roasted or regular potato, it's not. It's Japanese sweet potato. Steam for 25 minutes on medium heat or until soft. In a large pan, add olive oil and mushrooms and cook on medium-high heat for about 3 minutes. Spread them out properly so all of them are touching the surface in the pan so they can get a beautiful brown color from the caramelization. Add some salt and let them cook. Now, as you can see, they are brown, perfectly brown. This is all flavor. And whatever is on the pan, we're going to deglaze that. So at this point, we add onions, we add garlic. You can chop the garlic a little bit more, but it's going to melt anyways. Then add fennel seeds, a little bit of olive oil, and we're going to cook that on one side of the pan. Also add a little bit of thyme, and while in the other side of the pan the mushrooms are cooking, just cook the onions until translucent. Then mix everything all together. Okay, we're going to add the lentils now, and we're going to integrate everything with the mushrooms and the onions. A little bit of mustard, and then we're going to stir the mustard in so the mustard starts cooking in the pan as well. Don't worry if it sticks to the bottom of the pan, because in the next step we're going to add white wine. Season with some pepper as well to start adding layers of flavors. Add the wine, and we're going to reduce the wine by half. Why? Because we want to evaporate the alcohol, and also we want to reduce all the flavor into the pan. And the wine is going to help to deglaze the caramelization from the mushrooms. You can see now how is very little of wine left. At this point we're going to recuperate everything, all the flavor from the bottom with the mushroom broth. And then we're going to cook this covered for about 20 to 25 minutes or until the lentils are cooked. Season with a little bit more of salt, stir, and then just cook on low flame. Place the cauliflower and the sweet potato in a blender, add the mushroom stock and a little bit of salt. Now we're going to blend. You're going to realize that maybe the blender gets stuck, so just stop and use your spatula to push the puree down. You're going to have to repeat this several times. You're going to be tempted to add more water, but don't do it. Just stay on it. We want a very thick consistency to put on top of the pie. If not, it's going to be like a sauce. If you need a little bit more broth, add more broth, but just be careful with the consistency. You can always use a spatula just to check the consistency and verify like you are on the right track. We're going to add olive oil, and then we're going to keep blending until smooth. It's going to be about a minute. We want the consistency to be thick and very creamy. By now the lentils should be cooked. If they are not cooked, just a little bit more of mushroom stock, stir them in and maybe cook it for 5 more minutes. If they are done, like in my lentils, you're gonna realize that there is not much liquid left. we're going to season with chopped parsley and chopped dill to add that freshness of flavors and anise flavor from the dill as well. Mix it in and you are done. Now preheat your oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Now in a baking tray, place all the mushroom and the lentils and spread them out in an even layer. After that, we're going to add our puree on top. You're going to realize that the puree is the same amount as the lentils because we want to achieve a balance. If we put a lot of puree, it's just going to taste more like sweet potatoes and cauliflower. We want like half and half. That's to achieve a correct balance in the whole dish. So with the spatula, spread out evenly, just making sure it's the same thickness everywhere. It doesn't really matter much, but for purposes of doing it right, that's what I do it like that. Then I use a fork to make some lines on top of the pie so that when I put it under the broiler, it caramelizes. We're going to add a little bit of thyme on top and place it in the oven. Put it in your oven for 10 minutes, then turn your broiler on and we're going to cook it for 1 minute in one side and turn and another minute in one side to achieve this beautiful color. Oh my god, it was so delicious. Ariana was fighting over the last piece of this. I gave it to her because I'm a good guy. No, I was fighting over it. I bet your family members are going to fight over it too. This plate is really well balanced and it can be accompanied by other sides that are going to go really well with this. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching.